Tinubu just can't get enough. He's always traveling out of the country. This time, he's going to the small island nation of St. Lucia in the Caribbean. From there, he will go to Brazil, where he will attend the BRICS summit. Whether the country is on fire or not, that's not his business. He's always traveling. Nothing can prevent him from traveling abroad. The other time he was abroad and there was serious crisis in Nigeria, he wasn't bothered. He spent all his time, took all his time and traveled back to Nigeria. It's like he lives abroad and pays a visit to Nigeria. No one forced him to become the president. It was his dream to become the president, and now that he has actualized that dream, he still feels he can answer the president without doing the job of the president. You can't eat your cake and have it. He feels he can delegate jobs to others. He can appoint anyone, take care of this for me, do this one for me, do that, while he travels around the world like a king, like a monarch. No, that's not how it works. He held Goodluck Jonathan to the jugular. He didn't give him any breathing space. He was always attacking him on social media, always telling him to resign if he can't do the job, that the buck stops at his table. Now, he seems not to care. Every time he's traveling, he doesn't know that it is him that Nigerians look up to, not the people he appointed. So the fact that he appointed someone to do something for him doesn't exonerate him from the blame. He's still the one Nigerians hold responsible. Now, Peter Obi has reacted to Tinubu's latest voyage. Writing on his verified X handle, he said, "No, Mr. President, this is not the time for holidaying. Dear Nigerians, I am struggling with my senses to understand what is happening to governance in this country. What I have seen and witnessed in the last 2 years has left me in shock about poor governance delivery and apparent channeling of energy into politics and satisfaction of the elites, while the masses in our midst are languishing in want. In the past 2 years, Nigeria has lost more people to all sorts of criminality than a country that is officially at war. Without any twilight, Nigeria ranks among the most insecure places in the world. Nigerians are hungrier, and most people do not know where their next meal will come from. With such a gory picture of one's country, you can imagine my bewilderment when I saw a news release from the presidency announcing that President Bola Tinubu is departing Nigeria today for a visit to St. Lucia in the Caribbean. The presidency release merely confirmed an earlier news report since last week, where the Prime Minister of the Caribbean, Philip J. Pierre, announced a pre-cabinet press briefing on Monday last week that President Bola Tinubu is expected to depart Nigeria on Sunday, June 28, 2025, for St. Lucia for official engagements and private leisure time. According to the Prime Minister's announcement, 2 of these days, June 30 and July 1, will be dedicated to an official visit, with the remainder of the trip set aside as a personal vacation. I told the person who drew my attention to the Caribbean story that it cannot be true and that the president is just coming back from a holiday in Lagos. I didn't want to believe that anybody in the position of authority, more so the president, on whose table the buck stops in this country, with all the myriad problems in virtually all areas of governance, would contemplate a leisure trip at this time. This is a president going for leisure when he couldn't visit Minna, Niger State, where over 200 lives were lost and over 700 persons still missing in a flood natural disaster. I wonder which type of incident will happen before a president is attracted to show physical sympathy to the distressed citizens. The other state in crisis, where over 200 lives were murdered, the president yielded to public pressure and visited Makurdi, the state capital, for what turned out to be a political jamboree than condolence, as public holiday was declared and children made to line up to receive the president, who couldn't even reach the village, the scene of the brutal attack. In terms of land size, Makurdi is 937.4 kilometers squared, which is over 59% bigger than St. Lucia, which is 617 kilometers squared, and Minna is 6,789 square kilometers, which is 10 times bigger than St. Lucia. St. Lucia, with a population of 180,000, is less than half of Makurdi's 489,839, and Minna, with 532,000, is almost 3 times the population of St. Lucia. I don't think the situation in this country today calls for leisure for anybody in a position of authority, more so the president, on whose desk the buck stops. This regime has repeatedly shown its insensitivity and lack of passion for the populace, going by the way it prioritizes the rich and shows indifference to the poor. This very obvious indifference of the federal government to the suffering of the Nigerian poor should urgently be reversed. One had expected the president to be asking God for extra hours in a day for the challenges. But what we see is a concentration of efforts in the 2027 election and on satisfying the wealthy while the mass poor continues to multiply in numbers. Finally, I'd like to let our leaders know one thing, that the God-given resources of this country belong to all, not to a few. The time has come to put a stop to this drift before it consumes all and focus on pulling people out of poverty. Since the Fourth Republic, we have never had it this bad as a country. Under Olusegun Obasanjo's administration, he was always traveling, to the extent that Nigerians calculated how much he has spent abroad under 4 years. It was like he spent almost 1 year abroad. He said he was traveling to convince others to come and invest in Nigeria, to bring in foreign investors. Yes, a lot of Nigerians were against it at the time because it's common sense. If you are doing nice in your country, you will attract people. You don't need to go outside to call them. Yes, it's like a beautiful market that sells itself. It's like a beautiful cake that attracts others. The aroma alone will attract people to say, how much is this? And you start selling. Despite all the travels Obasanjo made at the time, as you can see in this chart, the foreign investment inflow into Nigeria under his administration is still better than what we have today, under 2 years. Look down here, you see just 1 billion the first year, the second year, another $1 billion. In a country of more than 200 million people, you are only attracting $1 billion per year as foreign direct investment. So you can see Nigerians are not getting their money's worth. Do you know how much they spend on these foreign travels? They are the ones that make the approval. They are the ones that pass the budget and sign them. So you can't even control how much they spend on Elster codes once the presidential jet is flown abroad. Are we going to talk about other expenditure, all the aids that accompany him to these travels? So they are just wasting everyone's time. You can't sit at home to at least do the job. That governance, deliver it to Nigerians, solve insecurity, give us 24-hour power supply. You can't grow an economy with mere 5,000 or 6,000 megawatts. It doesn't happen. It cannot happen in Nigeria. What have they done to improve on it? What he's doing is shaking responsibility. He just signed a bill that will authorize states to take charge of electricity generation in their states. So that in future, when you say, you didn't provide electricity, say, no, it's now the responsibility of the states. That's not what Nigerians want him to do. That's not the job of the states. The job of the federal government, which he controls, is to make sure Nigerians have 24-hour power supply. That's his primary job. Delegating that role to governors doesn't cut it. Yes, you can't run away from responsibility and say, go and hold these people responsible, like they are shifting blames. Why are you not talking to your governor? Why are you not talking to your House of Rep member? Why are you not talking to your local government chairman? As if he talked to all these people when he was in opposition. Deliver the goods. You are the one that makes all the policies, economic policies that have plunged Nigeria into massive poverty. He's the one that decides, even without the Federal Executive Council. So when it's time to blame the people that are doing this, he will say, it's not me, hold this person responsible, hold that person responsible. No! If he knows he doesn't want to do the job, he doesn't want to handle insecurity, he doesn't want to solve the security challenges, he should use his control of the National Assembly to shift the responsibility of security management to the states. Yes, allow the governors to control security in their states. Let the governor be the one that will appoint a commissioner of police in his state. Let the commissioner of police be answerable to the governor or the state executive council, not the IG at the federal level. Yes, if he does this, then any insecurity in any state, the people will hold their governor responsible. At the moment, state governors are just on paper chief security officers. The commissioners of police in their respective states are not answerable to them. They take orders from Abuja, which is an anathema, so to speak, because Nigeria is supposed to be a federation. How can it be a federation and all the orders are coming from the center, from Abuja? If the governor says deploy here, the man he's ordering to deploy here is looking at the IG. Should I deploy? So these are the issues. If he doesn't want to do the job, then do a proper legal framework. Allow others to do the job so that Nigerians can move forward. Instead of all this wasting everyone's time, nothing is moving, but they are there occupying positions, enjoying the trappings of office and doing practically nothing. Yes, while others are moving forward. Look at Ghana. The president that took over the other day, is it up to 6 months is in power? But everything is coming down in Ghana. Their currency is among the best performing currency in the world. It has been gaining substantially against the dollar and other foreign currencies. Even data, the price they pay for internet has dropped drastically. But here in Nigeria, the price of data has increased. Can you imagine? A neighboring West African country, not like you are saying is a European country or is a Western country. Fellow Africans here are living better lives, more than Nigerians. So Nigerians should stop tolerating all this. You can't be hailing and praising people who are impoverishing you. It doesn't make any sense. Because at the end of the day, the problem is not only leaders, but also followers. If followers continue to take whatever they throw at them, then you motivate them to do worse. They'll keep pushing the limits because they know you have no limit. They'll keep pushing it. If you are pushed the wall, they know you will dig that wall and pass through the wall. So they'll continue pushing you. You are too elastic. You can always tolerate anything. Thanks for watching.